What up, y'all? It's Brandy. I'm sorry this is a weird angle, but I'm not a video person and I'm propping it up, so you'll have to deal with it. But I am recording this video today because about a month ago I had a party at my house with some coworkers, and we did something that's been on my bucket list for a long time, which is a really strange thing to have on your bucket list, but bear with me. We did a food taste test sort of thing at the party. And so what we did was I purchased several items that were name brand from Meijer, and then the equivalent product that was Aldi brand from Aldi. So if you're not familiar with Aldi, they are a small grocery store chain. I believe they originated in Germany or somewhere overseas. They're fairly prevalent here in the US now, and they're a little bit unique in that they really try to trim costs. So, for example, when you go in, you need to bring your own bags, or you can purchase bags for, I want to say 10 cents, or they will give you boxes for free. There's a counter sort of behind where you check out where you bag your own stuff. So they cut down on cost of baggers and then also just the waste that comes with a lot of plastic bags. They also, when you get a cart, you have to put a quarter in the cart. The carts all, when you see them in the crowd, they all sort of lock together. When you put the quarter in, it releases the lock so you can pull the cart out. When you return your cart when you're done, you get your 25 cents back. But this is, again, to save costs for people going to collect carts, to save from costs from carts being stolen or taken off the premises, and also I'm sure damages that happen to cars when people don't put them back in the corral. I have literally never, ever, ever seen a rogue cart at Aldi when I've been there, so it must be working. And then just in general, it's a very minimalist store. You won't see a lot of flashy ads, packaging. Things are on the shelf, but they're like, for example, canned goods that come in the sort of cardboard trays. That's how most of the products come. So they're on a shelf, but they're not displayed in as nice of a way as you might see at other stores. The other thing about Aldi is that they certainly have some staple products, but they don't always have the exact same things. And unfortunately, the one thing about it is that you often can't get every single thing you need from there. So it's one of those places that you have to go there and then potentially make another stop to grab anything else you couldn't get. But otherwise, Aldi prices are very, very reasonable. And I don't shop there a lot. I probably should shop there more. But most of the things I've had from there, I've had no problems with as far as quality or taste or anything like that. So I was really interested to see if certain products were able to be differentiated between the Aldi brand and the name brand. So I'm going to go through basically kind of what we did, which products we did. I'm also going to give you kind of some cost breakdowns, which is a lot of numbers. And I'm going to post the information, if I can, below the video so that you can see sort of where the cost breakdown was and the difference was. I'll also tell you which products a lot of my coworkers did incorrectly. So what I had them do, they weren't blindfolded, but what I had them do was go up to a plate, for example, and they took, one on their left and tasted it and one on their right and tasted it. Same product. One was Aldi, one was name brand. And they had to put their name by which one they thought was the name brand. Some products they did really well. Other products they got wrong. A lot of them almost exclusively picked the Aldi brand, which goes to show you that, some things, I think it won't matter as much. I think there are certain things that probably do matter. I tried them all, but not in the same fashion as they did. I knew what I was tasting. And there were a lot that I thought were pretty comparable. There were a few that I thought were maybe not something I would buy. But anyway, so I'm just going to kind of run through this really quick. So we did do one drink. So I did Coke. So Coca-Cola, I bought a 2-liter of Coca-Cola and then a 2-liter of Aldi Cola. So for example, the 2-liter of Coca-Cola at Meijer was $1.67, And at Aldi, it was 67 cents. That's a full dollar price difference. I also calculated out the price per unit just because things didn't always come in the same size. In this case, they were, but for example, at Aldi, it's 34 cents per liter. It's 84 cents per liter at Meijer. Now with that one, it looks like, and the other tricky part was that not every one of my coworkers tried every single thing. So it looks like 6 people tried it, and 3 got it right, and, or no, I'm sorry, 5 people tried it. 2 got it right, and 3 got it wrong, which is really interesting. I tasted them. I thought they were pretty dang similar. So that's an interesting one. Then we did some ice cream. So we did chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. The name brand one I bought was Breyer's, and then the brand at Aldi is called Belmont. So at Aldi, it was $1.95. At Meijer, the Breyer's was $4.39. That's a $2.44 difference. So that's a huge difference. And the breakdown was $1.30 per quart for the Aldi and $2.93 per quart for the name brand. So big difference with that one. It looks like actually most people got this one incorrect. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people that tried it. Only 2 got it correct. So, and then that's a big price difference there. So that's another interesting one. Next we tried Chewy chocolate chip granola bars. So for the name brand, I got the Quaker Chewy bars, and for the Aldi, their Millville brand. They were $1.15 at Aldi and $2.29 at Meijer for a $1.14 difference. They worked out to 12 cents per bar at Aldi and 29 cents per bar at Meijer. So twice as much. With those, actually most people got that one correct. It looks like there were 6 people who tried it. 5 got it correct, 1 got it wrong. With that one, if I remember correctly, I think the biggest thing was the texture. The Aldi ones were a little stiffer and not quite as chewy. But I thought the flavor was still decent. So, all right. And then we did baked beans. This one was kind of a flop because little did I know, a lot of my coworkers don't like baked beans. So, not that many people tried it. But we got Bush's original baked beans, and then they were called Dakota's Pride original baked beans from Aldi. The Aldi can was $1.39. The Meijer was $1.99 for a 60-cent difference. This one wasn't a huge difference, 5 cents per ounce for Aldi or 7 cents per ounce for Bush's. So out of the 3 people that tried it, 2 got it correct, 1 got it wrong. Now I will say that when I was serving them up, when I opened them, the Aldi one looked kind of gross. I don't know if it's just that like some of the fat had sort of settled at the top. It looked kind of gelatinous. And when I looked at it, I was like, there's no way you're not going to be able to tell the difference with this. But I will say that afterwards I tried them, and they actually both were really good. I can't recall if I remember thinking there was much of a difference or not, but the Aldi one surprised me because by the look of it at first, it just did not look good. But I think it just needed to kind of be stirred, and then it was fine. Okay. Dill pickles. Now, this was a really interesting one because every single person got it wrong. So we did kosher baby dill pickles. I did Vlasic for the name brand, and I did their Great Gherkins is the brand for Aldi. This is a huge price difference too. The Aldi jar was 95 cents. The jar at Meijer of Vlasic was $3.28. So it's $2.33 difference. Works out to 6 cents per ounce for Aldi and 21 cents per ounce for Vlasic. And like I said, every single person got them wrong. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people that tried them. All 8 picked the Aldi brand as the name brand. So I don't remember if I tried these ones side by side. I know that I feel like one was significantly saltier than the other. But obviously people must have thought they were good. So that's another thing that, you might want to consider getting at Aldi. Next we had peanut butter. So I did a Jif Natural Creamy Peanut Butter from Meijer, and then it was called Peanut Delight Natural Creamy Peanut Butter from Aldi. At Aldi, this cost $1.15. At Meijer, the Jif was $2.09, so a 94-cent difference. Worked out to 7 cents per ounce at Aldi and 13 cents per ounce at Meijer. For that one, most people actually got that one right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 got it correct, and 1 got it wrong. That one I don't recall if I tried or not. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember exactly what the taste was like. So, I mean, that one, maybe it's worth paying the difference. I will say when we get to it, I'll tell you what it was, but there really only were like 2 things that I think I legitimately would not buy from Aldi again. Everything else, I mean, unless you're like a connoisseur of Quaker Chewy bars or something, you're probably fine buying the other brand, honestly. And especially for kids where they can't really tell the difference and they're just going to eat what you give them, it's probably well worth it. Okay, then we did some Nutri-Grain bars. I hadn't had a Nutri-Grain bar in a long time, but Kellogg's makes the Nutri-Grain bars. We did strawberry flavor, and then I got strawberry Millville fruit and grain cereal bars from Aldi. The Aldi ones were $1.39, which worked out to 17 cents per bar, and the Kellogg's were $2.79 or 35 cents a bar. So again, like double the cost. It was a total difference of $1.40. With those, that is another one that every single person got it wrong. 6 people tried it. They all picked the Aldi one as the name brand one. And I will say that I liked the Aldi one better, and so did my wife, Stephanie. They just were a little softer. I don't know. They were better. So that's an interesting one to consider. Then we did some Greek yogurt. So we did some vanilla non-fat Greek yogurt. I chose Chobani as the name brand because that's what I usually eat. And then the Aldi brand was called Friendly Farms. So with Aldi, the container was $3.49. This is one of those bigger containers. And with Chobani, the big one is $4.99. So it's a price difference of $1.50. 11 cents per ounce for Aldi, 16 cents per ounce for Meijer. That one, most people actually got it wrong as well. So it looks like 2 people got it correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 got it incorrect. What's interesting about this one is that I thought that the flavors were significantly different. I think I would be able to tell which one was Chobani because that's what I eat. But the other one was good too. It just has a different flavor. And I know each brand of yogurt has a slightly different flavor as far as like how sour it is or how sweet it is. So someone else mentioned that they're more of a Dannon person. And so they thought that, they didn't have as good of a gauge, I think, because they didn't like Chobani so much. So that's an interesting one. I don't think that I would buy that one from Aldi just because I didn't like the flavor as much, but it would certainly be doable, especially if it was going to go in a recipe or something. It wasn't bad. It just, I think the Chobani one was a little sweeter than the Aldi one, which I liked. So, but that's just personal preference. Okay, another one that I would definitely buy at Aldi is these pretzel slims or pretzel crisps. So these have been really popular lately. You can usually find them in the kind of the produce deli area of your grocery store, but they're basically those thin pretzels. So the name brand ones are called Snack Factory, and then at Aldi they're Clancy's Pretzel Slims. So there's not a huge price difference here, but the Aldi one was $1.99. The name brand is $2.99, so $1 difference. Works out to 25 cents an ounce for Aldi and 42 cents an ounce for the name brand. With this one, it was about evenly split. 3 got it right and 4 got it wrong. They look a little different. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, the Aldi ones are a little smaller. But they're the kind of thing that if you went to a party and someone had a bowl of them out and they were already poured and you didn't see the package, there's no way. You would have no idea that these were Aldi and not the name brand. Side by side, you can definitely see there's a bit of a difference, but that's not really an advantage or a disadvantage necessarily. everyone I remember was very pleasantly surprised with these. So that's definitely one that I would say is worth it. All right, barbecue potato chips. We did Lay's barbecue potato chips and then Clancy's, which is the Aldi brand. The Clancy's were $1.09. The Lay's were $2.79 for $1.70 difference. And 11 cents per ounce versus 36 cents per ounce. With these, most people got them right. 5 got it correct, 2 got it wrong. What I'll say about these is that, again, it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm not a barbecue chip connoisseur by any means, so a lot of people maybe could tell. When I tasted them side by side, they tasted different. The barbecue flavoring is different, but I liked them both. They're just different. So I'm sure that somebody who eats barbecue chips a lot probably would have a preference. I didn't. I thought they were both good. And again, because I don't eat them so regularly, if someone had poured them out in a bowl at a party and said, yeah, these are Lay's barbecue chips, I would have believed them because they're good. They're still very, very good. So I think that's, again, one of those things that you might have to test it for yourself to see if you have a personal preference. But I thought both were really good. And then we did basically nacho cheese Doritos versus Clancy's nacho cheese flavored tortilla chips. Huge price difference on this one. 99 cents for the bag at Aldi, $4.29 for the bag of Doritos at Meijer. That's a $3.30 difference. 9 cents per ounce versus 44 cents per ounce. So that's huge. Now, with that being said, every single person got this one right because the flavor is pretty significantly different. The Aldi chips are decent, but they just are kind of lacking the pop of the cheese and sort of the seasonings. They're a bit more bland. So whereas you picture eating a Dorito and you get kind of the orange on your fingers because of the like cheese powder, you don't get nearly as much of that with the Aldi ones because I just don't think that they have as much of the cheese flavor. Now again, kids, maybe for a party, it may not matter so much. Or like I've seen people make taco salads with Doritos. That would be great. But like a regular purchase, I don't know. You have to decide, but definitely a huge price difference. Okay, Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. We just ate it dry, so they just kind of took a few pieces. The comparable was Millville Cinnamon Crunch Squares from Aldi. Those were $1.39 versus $3.29 for $1.90 price difference. 11 cents per ounce for the Aldi and 27 cents per ounce for the name brand. With this one, most people got it right. 7 got it correct, 2 got it wrong. This was one for me that even though I wasn't blind taste testing, I could tell the difference right away, and I really didn't like the Aldi one. I thought it tasted a bit more cardboardy to me. That's probably one I would not buy again. Now, one of my coworkers took them home and was happy with them, so I don't know. But I don't know. I just didn't care for that one too much. Okay, just a few more. I know this is getting long. Then we had a couple of cookies. So we did Keebler Fudge Stripe cookies versus the Benton's Fudge Striped Shortbread cookies from Aldi. Those were $1.19 at Aldi versus $2.89 at Meijer for the name brand. Worked out to $1.70 price difference. 9 cents per ounce versus 25 cents per ounce. With these ones, it was 3 and 3 mix. Now, I will say with these ones, I think part of the problem was I think visually you can kind of tell. When you look at the cookie itself, the stripes that go across with the fudge are much thicker and just more prevalent with the name brand one. And so that, I think, made it a bit more obvious, although not exactly. But flavor-wise, I thought they were pretty similar. I thought they were pretty good, both of them. I would definitely buy the Aldi ones in a heartbeat. For sure. I think the other ones just look a little bit more appealing. And then we had Oreos. So we did regular Oreos versus the Benton's chocolate sandwich cookies at Aldi. $1.55 for those versus $2.79 for the Oreos. So $1.24 savings. And then 11 cents per ounce for Aldi and 20 cents per ounce for Oreo. So about twice as much. This one was a problem on my part, my bad. Oreo cookies say Oreo right on them. And because nobody was blindfolded, they all could tell. Now, what I will say from my experience with flavor is that the Aldi ones are a little thinner. I think the cookie part and the cream part are both just a little bit thinner. So they're a little more crisp when you bite into them. Flavor-wise, though, I really think they were identical. I mean, I would definitely buy them, no problem. And then we did Nabisco Chips Ahoy regular chocolate chip cookies versus the Benton's chocolate chip cookies. $1.39 for the Aldi ones, $2.89 for the name brand at Meijer. Works out to $1.50 savings, 11 cents per ounce for the Aldi, and 22 cents per ounce for the name brand. With these, most got it right, 4 got it correct, 2 got it wrong. Again, with these, I think it was more of a texture difference than it was a flavor difference. I think the Aldi ones are a little crisper, whereas the Chips Ahoy were a little bit softer. Totally edible. I would totally buy them. And then the very last one was Cheez-It crackers, just the original Cheez-Its versus the Savor-Its cheese-baked crackers from Aldi. Aldi, they cost $1.49. At Meijer, the Cheez-Its were $2.19, so a 70-cent difference. Now, keep in mind, I mean, it'll show you here in the breakdown per ounce, but I bought just a tiny box of Cheez-Its at Meijer. So if you bought like a comparable size box, it'd probably be much more of a difference there. But the Aldi brand were 12 cents per ounce. The Cheez-It brand were 31 cents per ounce, so definitely more than double the cost. With these ones, 5 people got it correct and 2 got it incorrect. I will mention that one of my coworkers, long before we did this, said that she thought for sure she would get Cheez-Its correct because she eats them a lot, and she's one of the ones that got them wrong. Everyone agreed that both Cheez-Its and the off-brand Cheez-Its were really good, and they would eat them. So I think absolutely that would be worth buying and a big savings. So that was everything we did. We did 16 different products. I think overall it was really fun. It was a lot of work. But I will say that overall, total cost for all of these items, at Aldi, I spent $23.22 for all of those things. And at Meijer, I spent $47.61. That is a $24.39 difference. So literally, the Meijer items were double the Aldi items. And like I said, there were really only a couple that I probably would not buy again. That being said, I think it's very well worth it to check out Aldi if you haven't. I am not getting sponsored by Aldi. They don't have any idea I'm doing this. I really get nothing out of it if you shop at Aldi, other than maybe you being happier because your pocketbook is thicker. But again, I just thought it was really interesting to give that a try, to really see how things compare. You hear all the time that people make the same products and put them in different packages. I don't know if that's necessarily true with these cases because you could see some differences, but definitely the flavor was very similar. So I'm going to wrap this up. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to share with you. No, I think that was it. So I hope you enjoyed. This probably is too long. You probably didn't watch it. That's fine. I'll try to upload the information about the cost and everything below. But yeah, try it for yourself. It was fun. See ya.